Welcome to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. In that tour, we will do the tour in a different way. We start from the resurrection and we'll go backward and a little bit to the Via Dolorosa station, which are not at the church. I'm dedicated that tour to everyone watch it, of course, but for Mel and Diane Herd, that bought that beautiful Jerusalem cross, and I will bless it in so many places, and I will send it to their house. And if you want to have your own video with your own cross that you will get before Easter time, this is the time to do that. If you want to know more about it, just go to the inscription, look for Buy Me a Coffee link, and you will know exactly what to do. And if you cannot find it, send me a message via YouTube, and I will send you the link. Then backward, the Via Dolorosa includes 40 stations, but I already added another station, and I think you will get it. You will enjoy it as well, and that will be the resurrection, because that Via Dolorosa ends at the tomb. But what about 3 days later? I think it's important. Then let's start the tour before we will actually continue the tour. That wall that you see here is from the 4th century, from the time of St. Helen. Who owns that place? The Greek Orthodox. How do you know it? Look at that painting with a Greek Orthodox, with Greek letters. It means that he owns that place. The Latin Catholic believes that this is their wall as well. Then there's a huge debate about who owns that place, and this is one of the problems of that church, because that church is owned by everyone. Yeah. When you are going to your Catholic church, it's a Catholic church. When you are going to Greek Orthodox church, it's a Greek Orthodox church, and you got the message. Here it belongs to everyone. Then we are leaving the Greek Orthodox part / Catholic and entering to a place that's owned by the Catholic, and everyone accepts that it is. And this is the 15th station of the cross. That is where Jesus was standing while Mary was standing right here, and that's happened on Sunday. And I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I mentioned that I dedicated that to Mel and Diane Herd. If not, you heard it again. Then you can see here, Jesus is meeting Mary. Are you my Lord? She said. Yes, but don't touch me, I'm not pure yet. Backward, before the resurrection, we can see the tomb of Jesus. The tomb is a new structure from the 19th century that was built on top of that tomb itself that had been destroyed a few times. Sadly, there's now queues line, but not a lot, I must say. And it's beautiful to see that tourists are arriving to Israel. If you want to know what should you do to enter, then just go to my Facebook account and look for it. I mean, when everything, now it's even easier to enter. People who took the vaccine or not can enter to Israel now without any problem. Then the tomb is supposed to be a cave, but it doesn't look like a cave. For that, we will enter to another place here to show you that in the 1st century it was a Jewish cemetery here. It was a Jewish cemetery, but before that you must understand that that area was belonged to Joseph of Arimathea, but most of the church belongs to King Herod. He used it as a quarry for the temple and for his palace. And after he died, just use it as a cemetery, but the Romans took that place and used it as a crucifixion area. That's why it is very close to the garden of Joseph. And let us enter to see how a cave from the time of Jesus looked like. Here it is. Now, this is one of the most important churches in the world. But look what's happening here. It doesn't look like it, isn't it? It doesn't look like it because the bad thing of a place that owned by everyone is that everyone wants that place. And that's true to most of the church. Then there is a huge debate between the Armenian and the Syrianic church and even the Ethiopians about who owns the place. But here you are. You can see another wall from the 4th century built by St. Helen and Constantine. It used to be very beautiful. It used to be decorated with a marble. You can see the holes for that to hold the marble, but it's been robbed by everyone who destroyed the church, the Persian, the Muslims. And here you can see that that they decorated that area with massive things like good stones and marble. You can see the difference between so many holes here to few holes all around. Why? Because here, and I'll use the flashlight, here you can find a tomb from the time of Jesus. It's a Jewish cemetery of a family who've been here. And we will ask ourselves, who is that family? That one that you see to your left side is part of the 4th century church. They actually didn't mind about what's happening here. Here you can see 2 niches, but that one is closed. And that one is closed too. You can see those 2 are closed. Then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5, because that wall actually maybe destroy some of those places. And let me go outside because it's too small for me. I have to take care that I won't knock my head here. And I didn't. Yeah, I'm a brave guy. Then let's talk about it. You see the niches in Hebrew and English. It's called kuchim. Kuch, it's one, and kuchim, it's plural. Then in those kuchim, they used to put the body of the dead. The legs were outside, I mean in our side, just next to the stone. Why? Because the Jews believe that the soul is in the body for the first 3 days. But what will happen if someone will resurrect? Or maybe he didn't die, it can kick the stone that covered the niche and go outside. Usually if someone is doing it, it means that it's happened. And don't forget Jesus. At the 3rd day, you know what's happened to him. Then you saw 5 or 6 niches. What will happen to the 7th guy? It's a family tomb, but there's no more space. And to have another cave like that, it's not easy. Then they will take out the body, the bones of the oldest one, and I will put it in a small box by the name Osri. And next to it is usually a storeroom. They will put the bones together with others. That's how Jesus was buried. And before we will ask the question, who is buried here, let me tell you that he was buried after they purified his body and at the same day. If you remember, Simon asked Pilate. He asked the body of Jesus, and he wanted to bury him at the same day. It's very important because that's how the Jews been buried. You must bury the dead at the same day, and the day ends at, let's say, sunset. Then that's why Saturday begins on Friday evening. And that's why some of the Christians' holidays, like Easter, begins at night as well. Then in that case, who owns that place? Now, we know that Joseph of Arimathea gave Jesus his own tomb, and now, and this is the most important part, he got the tomb that no one used before. Now I think you can understand why no one used it before. That one was used so many times. And it was the garden of Joseph of Arimathea. Sorry, it wasn't Simon, it was Joseph in Ectiminus. Then Joseph of Arimathea, that was a Jew. And he was a Christian believer. He believed in Jesus, but he did it secretly because he was afraid of the Jews. Then in that case, he gave Jesus He gave Jesus his own tomb. And then he built himself another family cemetery next to his master in his garden, which is so close to the Golgotha. And let's look for the Golgotha. But before that, I cannot enter to the tomb with the camera. It's not allowed to take pictures there, especially when there are so many people. From time to time, they let me do that, but I'm not even asking now. You can see that there's a small line, but this is nothing. This is of 10-15 minutes. Then, in that matter, the tomb used to be exactly like that cave.
No flash.
I know. Oh, there's flash here. Sorry, I didn't see it. Yeah. All right, good. He actually saved me because of flash takes a lot of the battery. Then there's two chapels here. The first one, you can see the candlelight. This is the chapel of the angels who took care that no one will steal the body of Christ. The inner chapel is the tomb. Then you can see the sarcophagus of Jesus, and Diane and Mel. Later on, I will enter without a camera and bless it for you. But you can actually see that it was blessed right here. The cross is made of olive wood. And this is what we believe the tree, kind of the tree that Jesus was crucified on. And we're going backward. It's a big Muslim group. Now, what the Muslims are doing here in the church, the Muslims believe in Jesus in a different way. The Muslims believe that Jesus was a human being and a prophet, but not the last prophet, because the last prophet is and will be Muhammad. Then you can see a lot of Muslims groups inside the church. We are at the Armenian chapel, and the Armenian believes that the ladies saw the crucifixion from here. It means that the crucifixion spot is not so far away, and it's right there. See that building? See people on standing? It looks like on top of a balcony. The Christians built here a kind of a plaza that people will be able to see the crucifixion spot, and not, to see it eye to eye, and not from here to there. That we are going backward. We saw the tomb of Joseph of Arimathea, and we saw the tomb that Joseph of Arimathea and Ectiminus gave to Jesus, and you can see that it's a cave. And you can see here so many figures, but the most important two here, or three, is Joseph of Arimathea and Ectiminus, and of course Mary, the mother. Joseph, Nactiminos with the green one, John, the disciple, Joseph of Arimathea with the beard, and Mary next to him, holding the head of her son. I mean, horrible. So going backward, we know that he was, they purified his body, Joseph of Arimathea and Nactiminos did it. They had to do that. Remember, the Jews must purify their body before they've been buried. And lately, a few months ago, I did it to my Jewish mother. And I had to go into the purification place to recognize, to see that this is my mother. It is tough. It is tough. But you can understand what's happened to Mary while she did it to Jesus. You can see here the nails. And later on, we're going to climb up to the crucifixion place, which is there. But before that, let me bless your crosses. Mel and Diane Herd at the anointing table. That's where they anointed the body of Jesus. There's an oil on it, anointing oil, remember? Then I will cover it with your cross. And now when we are ready to climb up to the Golgotha. See, it's a beautiful day. It's not so sunny, but it's still beautiful. Then let's climb up. About shoes. Some of the Christians are walking in the church without shoes, but here in Israel and the Holy Land, most of the people are using shoes. It's okay. Then don't blame me that I'm using shoes. It's okay. It's a different culture. Oh, now it's empty. An hour ago it was crowded. Then that part belongs to the Catholic. The chapel, the other chapel, belongs to the Greek Orthodox. And I'm letting that man take a picture or a video. But we are going to see when they stripped his clothes. Remember lottery, this is their chapel. It's called the Franks Chapel. It used to be an entrance, but the Muslims sealed it, that no one can enter through here. Although you can see that you can, just taking it out and open the door. Here, that's where they nailed him to the cross. And Mel and Diane, I'm blessing the cross for you. Look at the face of Jesus. Look at his mother. And Mary Magdalene anointing the body of Jesus. The mosaic is amazing. It's beautiful. I can see the end of it, which is Salvas Monday. But it actually begins from the Old Testament. There. Abraham, Noah, King David. And the mosaic is new. I do have a video of every inch of that mosaic. But here you can see that everything is new except of the resurrection sin that left here from the 12th century and didn't damage by the fire of 1808. And another station of the Via Dolorosa in the Catholic area is the Pietà, although first we have to go for the crucifixion, but the crucifixion is in the Greek Orthodox part, and they don't believe in or don't accept the idea of the Via Dolorosa, although they're doing it lately. I saw a lot of Greek Orthodox groups used to do that, used to follow the Via Dolorosa because it's a symbol. You can see the spear in the heart of Mary. the Pietà holding the dead body of her son. Mel and Diane Herd, this is yours. And we will enter to the crucifixion place. You see John the disciple, Jesus on the cross, and Mary. You see the sin list of Jesus on the cross. Jesus from Nazareth, King of the Jews. And the Golgotha stone, the Calvary is here. And I'm waiting to bless the cross at the exact spot. Let him pray. Let us enter. This is the exact spot of the crucifixion. You can see the bedrock, and I will touch it. Bless. We live in the Golgotha. And we're leaving the church as well. But it's not the end of the video. We're gonna climb up to the 9th station of the cross. We're gonna visit the 7th and the 6th one as well. And please stay with me. We're leaving the church. You will see the facade of it soon, but we will enter to the Ethiopian part of it. We're going to climb out to the churches of the Ethiopians. Another Muslim group. And you can see the facade of the church in front of you. Most of it is from 11th and 12th century, but you saw evidence from the 4th century as well. And remember when they undressed him? It was right there in that chapel, but it's closed and a little bit dangerous to climb up. The Ethiopians, they believe that they are a creation of one visit. King Solomon and Queen Sheba. 9 months later, the first Ethiopian was born, at least the first king. Without any connection, some people ask me, all right, we know your voice, but how, are you ugly? Are you afraid to take a video of your face? Then I'm not sure that I'm so sexy, but I can tell you that I'm taking that video for you. I'm not important in that story. The story is of the church, but if you ask me to see me, then hello, that's me, Isaac, Zahi Shaked. It's good to see you, and I love that city. I love the Holy Land. I love what I'm doing. Then see you. Bye bye, Mel. Bye bye, Diane. And let's go into 2 Ethiopian churches that are part of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, but most of the tourists don't know about it. But there's so many. Remember, everyone are part of the church. And then at the upper church, you will see a painting of Queen Sheba and King Solomon. We're headed to the 9th station of the cross. Hey, wait a minute, this is a friend of mine. He's fatter than me. I love him.
You still don't know what to do.
Yes, yes. He's waiting for you, and me too. Now, they are doing it correctly. I'm not doing it correctly, mainly because I'm doing it backward. And this is a good friend of mine, Ami, and he's a good tour guide.
Yes.
He is, isn't he? And, oops, here you can see the painting of Queen Sheba and King Solomon. They believe that the Ten Commandments, the heart of the covenant, is inside the chapel, right there. It's like only the high priest that called himself the high priest, just like the high priest, the Jewish high priest, can enter to see it. Of course, it's a replica. The original is at the city of Aksum. Beautiful, isn't it? Then this is really Ethiopia. Beautiful Ethiopian village. And not so touristic. Ami was a student of mine. Then he's doing that part. Before the Ethiopians, that was a beautiful crusader church, German crusaders, and that was their dining room as well. Mel and Diane, here I am. It's so beautiful to see that so many churches that were closed are open now. It means that the tourists are coming. Please, God, let us earn money by enjoying the tourist in Israel as well. I think we need it. You gave us 2 years of relaxation, but I really want to meet my tourists, to talk to them as well, and to guide them just like I'm guiding you now. Then we are leaving the Ethiopian part and we are moving to the Egyptian part. You see, it's the Coptic Orthodox Patriarch of Jerusalem. And here, in that place, you can actually visit an amazing water system. I'm not going to, not this time. I'm explaining him about it. It's Queen Helena water system. And it's a beautiful place. The entrance is from here, and it costs between 5 to 10 shekels donation. And then he will show you how to do it. Don't miss it. Then we're gonna leave the place. That mattress belonged to a holy man. And if you are following my video, you know that his name was Yaakov. And he sleeps here. He actually lives just like Jesus lived in the first century. He wore those kind of clothes. And he sleeps outside. It doesn't matter if it's snow or rain. This is he. Such an amazing guy. I'm sure that if you watch my videos, you will see him. Then this is the 9th station. That's where Jesus fell for the 3rd time. Remember, I'm going backward. About the Via Dolorosa, if you're not Catholic, maybe you won't understand it correctly. There are 14 stories that happens to Jesus equal to 14 stations, and in every station something happened. Some of it are mentioned in the Bible, some of it are not. There are ancient stories that we believe happened here. That in that matter, 9th station is part of it. He fell for the 3rd time. If you're watching my videos, you know that I like to fall. It's part of my nature. But I'm falling without a reason. And Jesus had so many reasons to fall. He didn't eat, he didn't drink, they laughed at him, they beat him. He wore crown of thorn. He knew he had to carry his cross. He knew that he is actually going to be crucified. He knew that by the law, by God, plan, he's supposed to be crucified, to die, and to suffer a lot before he will resurrect. Then can he fall? Yes, he can. Then he fell 3 times. We will see another place that he fell. Now, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre that we are visiting now was bigger than today. Actually, more than twice bigger than today. It started here, in that road that we're going to visit soon. We're going to visit soon that road, but this is the end of the Christian Quarter. Until now, we visit the Christian Quarter. And we are entering now to the Muslim Quarter. Then the 7 and the 6 stations are part of it. And here it is. This is the Muslim Quarter. The Jewish Quarter, I'm sure that you can see the white dome. This is a synagogue and this is the Jewish Quarter. Now we are on the border of those 3 quarters and actually of the Armenian as well. The city is not so big, although to visit most of the places, not all of the places, you need between 2 to 3 days. Because there's so many places to visit. And in my tours, I prefer not to rush. Mainly because there's a lot to see and to enjoy. The idea is to eat a little bit here, a little bit there, to talk, to pray, to observe. There's so many options here. And as you can see, I'm not walking fast. Hello, kitty. We have a lot of cats here, and this is the cat square. It used to be very dirty. All the salesmen used to throw some garbage here. Now you can see that there's a bin here, and it's cleaner. And when you are leaving the church and heading to here, then that was the entrance of the church, and that man is so nice, although he's not talking to me now. Here he is. And don't miss his lemonade and tamar hindi, and you can even talk with him because he is nice. On the way back. And here it is, the main street from Damascus gate, and you turn around. That will take you to the Jewish Quarter and to Mount Zion. We're heading to the 7 and the 6 station. A little bit of the Via Dolorosa. I uploaded lately 1 hour video of the Via Dolorosa. Then you can actually watch it as well. And did you already subscribe my channel? Yes. And don't forget to to ring the bell there, and you will get my latest videos. I'm getting closer and closer to 20,000, 20K videos on my YouTube channel. And a lot of it is because of you. Actually, all of it is because of you. If you need something to know, don't think twice. Write it to me via my professional Facebook and Instagram, and via YouTube as well. Oh, the 7th station is open. That is where Jesus, he's clearing it. That is where Jesus fell for the 2nd time. And let me ask him if I can go in, or maybe he's just cleaning it and I'm not able to do the video, but let me see if maybe he will stand and he will give me time. You will recognize the station outside the church by the round plate and the number, and lately the image of it. Let me see. Can I go in? Thank you. Yeah, I can see that. Thank you very much. It's so rare to be inside. I'm so happy. Mel and Diane Herd. Maybe it's because of you. You can see that he fell for the second time. It's a very simple chapel, but the most important thing in that chapel is the column that I will show you soon, because he was working there, then I couldn't stop there. And this is the column from 6th century, or even 2nd century. You can see, I'm talking about that column, and you will see the original, that told you that that was the main street of the village. Thank you very much. And this is the column. Here it is. Bless it for you. And we just went out of the 7th station and we're heading out to the 6th station. I can see the smile on the salesman here, although not a lot of shops are open because it's only the beginning of the tourist time, and not a lot of the shops actually survived. Tourists without any tourist, that is difficult. That's why I'm buying it from a Christian shop to help the minority of the minority in Israel. There are only 2% of Christians in Israel and Palestine. Oh. So good to see the father. איזה כיף לראות אותו. הוא סמל מאוד חשוב. בוקר טוב לך. בסדר גמור.
יופי, יופי.
כיף לראות אותך, כיף לראות אותך.
יופי, יופי. כל הכבוד.
עושה אותי, שוקרן, שוקרן. תודה, תודה. עושה אותי מאושר.
תהיה בריא חביבי, כל טוב לך.
תודה, תודה.
תהיה לך יום טוב.
תודה.
כל הכבוד.
He's so sweet. And if you need coffee, this is the guy. Yeah, it's between the 7th station to the 6th. מה שלומך?
Okay, very good.
Do you see more tourists now?
Yes, starting tourists to see the flowers in the old city.
Great, great.
Now, you know, February, the grass is coming, the growth, the flowers
Yeah.
coming up.
He was waiting here for 2 years.
We are waiting.
Yeah, and without any tourists, the only one who drank was me, and he didn't ask for money, and that is a little bit troubling because he had to survive as well. But now the tourists would come back, and you can see the cats here. He loves cats, just like me. Yeah, and they feel at home here. Then don't forget El Mufti between the 6th and the 7th station of the cross. And before we will go back, I will go back. I will want you to see the 6th station, another tourist group, which makes me happy. מה שלומך?
Alhamdulillah.
יש יותר...
Yes.
Yeah. Then they are smiling and I'm happy.
Wonderful.
It's wonderful. And this is the 6th station. For me, it's the most important station outside the church, Mel and Diane, because this is the women power of one lady, actually of so many ladies in the Christianity, but one lady was standing here, and she was watching Jesus and Saint Simon that helping to carry the cross, walking through it her. Remember, we are doing it backward. And she asked herself, should I help him or not? Should I help him or not? He is sweating. In those 40 stations, no one really helped Jesus. Saint Simon, that helped him to carry the cross, was forced to help him to carry the cross. he wasn't, he didn't volunteer, as I believe. The Romans couldn't do that, but they could force someone else to do that. Then here, Veronica, that some believes that she is the same woman with the blood issue, was standing here, and she knew that if she will help Jesus, they might crucify her too. But we don't know what's happened to her, but she did it. Then you can see here a column from 1st century, and the word Veronica is the second word. And this is goodbye. It's actually 40 minutes. Mel, Diane Herd. I hope that you will get your cross soon. Usually it takes 2 weeks, but you will get it. And for the rest of you, if you want to enjoy the cross before Easter time, then send me a message. I will or just look at the description for Buy Me a Coffee link, or ask me. I will send you the link. Thank you very much. And if you reach that point, 41 minutes, please write it down. Tell me that you saw the movie, that video until the end of it. See you. Bye-bye.